So is it the start or not? Russia says this grainy video is evidence of its forces fighting off a major Ukrainian offensive in southern Donetsk. Moscow says 6 mechanised and 2 tank battalions were involved. The Ukrainians losing 250 men, 16 tanks and 24 combat vehicles. Moscow, of course, has a long history of bending the truth. It even claims its top general in Ukraine happened to be near the front line at the time. But Ukraine is also working on its counter-offensive PR, producing glossy videos of its troops preparing for what's to come. So what should we make of these latest Russian claims?
So I think we need to be pretty circumspect as to whether the land assault of this counteroffensive has really got going or not. And one of the reasons for being circumspect about it is what Russia described was the sort of thing everyone expects to see. So the equivalent of roughly 2 brigades attacking, so they use very round numbers, taking casualties in round numbers. So that always makes people, I think, a little suspicious. And the only evidence, 30 seconds of grainy video.
Much of the information that's coming out is from Russian military bloggers, many of them closely connected to the Russian MOD. Information is sparse, but there are reports of fighting going on around Soledar, not far from the key city of Bakhmut, and also south around the hilltop coal mining town of Vuhledar. It's important as it would allow Ukrainian forces to hit Russian supply lines. There's also reports of clashes 40 miles away in Novodorivka near Zaporizhzhia. So is this the start of something significant? Well, speaking to the BBC, Professor Michael Clark, the former head of the defence think tank RUSI, said he thought it was.
Yes, it's certainly the start of something. I mean, my own view is that this offensive really began a couple of weeks ago in the air and drone attacks and both sides probing for rear areas. We can see an increasing tempo of activities around the offensive and, as you say, with all the appropriate health warnings. So I think, yes, I mean, something has begun and I'm not at all surprised. We thought it had to start soon. And we'll see how it develops. There's 2 or 3 ways in which it might develop, but I think today, 4th of June, will go down as the day when the Ukrainians began their ground operation.
From the battle for Bakhmut to the latest cross-border incursions into Russian territory around Belgorod, the Ukrainians have been poking Russian lines for months, testing their strength and drawing away men and resources. Even so, military history shows Ukraine can expect to lose 3 times as many troops during offensive operations compared to the Russian defenders. While Ukrainian military videos show their troops with Leopard 2s, Kyiv hasn't yet thrown its Western tanks into the fight. And for many, that will be the real sign something big is underway.
This might have been a feint attack to draw the Russian eye somewhere that actually the main attack is not going to head for. It might even have been simply to blood new Ukrainian formations. And this is something that's been common in big wars in the past, where you create a new formation, a brigade, and it's got new people and new equipment, and it's very inexperienced. And rather than roll it out at the main event without any further preparation, you can test it in a way against the opposition in order just to get over what you might call first night nerves.
So what's been Kyiv's response? Well, not much. It says Moscow's lying to try and demoralise Ukrainians and mislead the Russian population. Across social media channels like Telegram, bloggers continue to report clashes around Donetsk and Zaporizhzhia, none of which can be independently verified. For Ukraine, this may or not be the start of something, and even if it is, they're not telling. Simon Newton, Forces News. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.